Wait, I heard something.
We're recording.
Are we recording? I don't remember how to do this. It's been so long. 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, it's Wild Josh. I'm joined tonight by Luke, Kyle, and Chase. And we know it's been a while, but we're back, and we are back hopefully for good. And you're going to notice that tonight some of the format of our schedule has changed. But let us know what you think. If you like it, we'll keep it going. If not, then maybe we'll change it back. But let us know. Now, let's get geeky. In our first segment, which we're going to call Be Kind, Rewind, we have 5 minutes to talk about what we've been up to since the last episode. And since the last episode was in March, we have quite a bit to fill you in on. So we're going to start with you, Kyle. Go.
All right. Well, this weekend, I opened my new PS4 controller, and while that might not mean a lot to you guys, it means a lot to me because I've actually had this controller since like December. It was a gift, and to me it has some sentimental value, but it's a gold PlayStation controller, and I had more people over than I had opened controllers, so I had to open it. But I kept the packaging real nice. I can't wait to put it back inside its package with its little bow on it. And it led me... Thinking about that led me to this question, where's my fourth controller? And then I realized that I loaned it to Chase prior to December. So that should be coming back into my possession, I imagine, at some point.
Whenever you need it, you can just tell me.
Okay. Well, you can... how many controllers do you have?
I have, aside from the one that I have borrowed from you, I only have one that came with the PlayStation.
Oh. Well, I guess I don't need it right away.
I don't ever use it, so you can have it back whenever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want that back. So
this is riveting.
Well,
I don't know why this is a conversation topic here, but that's all right.
Well, this is something that happened, I guess, in between March. He's got 3 minutes left, so let's see how he does.
All right, keep going.
It made it onto the podcast so I could have documented evidence of Chase acknowledging that he had my controller and that I needed it back. And that this way he can't deny it.
I can still deny whatever I want.
That's debatable. Anyways, I also have turned Chase into a meme. We had a group chat earlier this week talking about this podcast and getting it back up, and Chase said something, and I thought about what he was saying, and I went into my texts because my wife had sent me a picture of him when he was younger, and I cropped that. And I'm going to actually put this in our show notes because one of the things I'm determined to do is publish our show notes on our blog. So I'm going to put the picture in our show notes so whoever's listening to this can go on and see this meme. And it's Chase's catchphrase, that's debatable.
I saw that meme and I liked it. You could also share it on our Twitter.
I could do that.
Work too.
That would be fantastic. Lastly, and I feel kind of bad about this, but one of our friends, I was over at Josh's house, and I was wearing a T-shirt with a superhero logo and a hat with a superhero logo. My hat had a Superman logo, and my shirt had a lightning bolt logo. So one of our friends said, "Oh, that's funny. You have 2 different superhero hats on. That's Superman and Lightning." And then she kind of trailed off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Lightning Boy." And then she was like, "Is it really Lightning Boy?" I said, "No. It's the Flash."
The Flash.
And I felt bad. And so I told her, I said, when I was a little...
Who is this friend? Can you say?
It was Karina Karen.
Okay. Karina Karen claims that she is geeky enough to come on this podcast and record with us, yet she doesn't know who the Flash is?
I don't know. And I only have a few seconds, so I just want to finish this story. But Karina, I think you're welcome anytime. And secondly, I did follow it up by saying when I was a little geek, I used to get picked on all the time. And now I can give it back in small doses, but it's still nerdy picking on. It's like, oh, you didn't know it was the Flash, it was Lightning Boy. I mean, the other way around, like, haha, what a non-geek you are. So it's not even real picking, but that's what I've been up to since March.
Wow, that's a lot. So you haven't seen any movies, you haven't watched any TV shows, or played any video games. Okay.
That is the.
Well, you have only given him 5 minutes to talk about everything since March. So I mean,
I'm gonna get to
He chose 3 stories that are useless.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
was his choice for what he's done since March. It sounds like they all happened in the past 2 weeks.
Actually, in the last 5 days.
Well, so here's the thing that I have to say. I'll back Kyle up on this, is because
Okay,
Luke's
that's
going to
fair.
talk about all the movies he's seen. I'm going to talk about movies I've seen. Josh's going to talk about, and it's all the same movie, so it's all going to be the same exact story. Whereas Kyle actually brought unique stories to the table.
Kyle
Kyle
could have
could've
at least
talked
said
about-
that he saw Ready Player One, which was like his favorite movie.
I saw
That's
Ready
true.
Player One, which is like my favorite movie.
You could have also talked about My Hero since you like binge watched that.
I saw
that's
My
true.
Hero because I like binge watched that.
Thank you. I feel a lot better about your segment now.
Thank you.
I think it's better. Yeah. And look, he still has time left. So cool.
Perfect. Well done,
All right.
Kyle.
Is that it?
Under,
You got all,
under
is that
the
all you
time.
got?
That is all I got.
All right, we're gonna move on to Luke. Go ahead.
I saw Incredibles 2, Ant-Man 2, Quiet Place, Solo. I watched Season 3 of My Hero Academia, played and quit Marvel Strike Force and Disney Heroes. I'm done.
I did all of that too. All of that.
See, that's how you do it. That's how you sum up. I don't know how many months has it been. 4 months.
I have no idea.
Perfectly. I like it. All
But
right, Chase Bono, what do you have?
So I went to K1 again and
What's
again
that?
and again. K1, it's
That's
the
the
go-karting
racing place,
place
right?
that I go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Okay. All right.
I still enjoy that. I'm still good at that. So if you want to challenge me, your challenge is welcome and accepted, and you will lose.
Wow.
I saw a bunch of movies also.
He's very
Solo.
humble. Just ask him.
Yes, that's my best quality. Solo, Infinity War, Jurassic World. I've seen a bunch more too, and I just don't remember them. Yeah, those were good, and we'll talk about those later. And then as of the past week, I binged watched all of Parks and Rec on Netflix.
That's a great show.
Good call.
Yeah. When I first watched the first episode like a year ago, and I was like, no, I don't like this. And then I ran out of things to watch, and so I just kind of put it on, and then it just happened to go through all 7 seasons over the course of like 8 or 9 days.
It's an
Season
easy
1's
show to
horrible.
Debatable.
Yeah. No, Season 1's atrocious.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Season
not as
2,
good
it
as the
picks up
rest
its
of them,
pace.
but I did think Season 1 had some stuff that was okay.
I do love
You're
Ron
right.
Swanson.
You're right. Yeah, Swanson's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ron is great. Leslie still annoys me. I don't like Tom. I hate John Ralphio.
Oh, what? Tom?
But that's literally like that's part of the show is to
DJ Roomba.
hate John Ralphio. Like
Yeah.
I hate him, but he cracks me up because he's so stupid.
Oh, I never laughed at anything from John Ralphio. It always just was annoying, and I wish that they had.
Oh,
Next step
I
from the
love him and his sister.
Oh yeah,
His
they're
sister
great.
is awesome.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
Yeah. And then just recently as literally this morning, 21 Pilots released 2 new singles from their upcoming album, and so I listened to both of those, and I really liked that, which is good because they've been on hiatus for like 9 years.
Like us.
Yeah, basically. They've been
Very
on hiatus
similar.
for,
Mhm.
was it? It's like 4 years or something. They've been on hiatus for a long time.
I think we're just a little more popular than them. So
That's probably true.
Yeah.
People care a little bit more about our stuff.
All right, and I think that's probably all I have to say.
wow. Well, I'm gonna take my whole 5.
Please do.
I'm gonna go through the movies I saw. I saw Ready Player One. Which Ready Player One was kind of the movie that ended the podcast because I think
Yeah.
the last podcast we were talking about going to see Ready Player One. Then we saw it, and then we never wanted to talk about it again. Saw A Quiet Place twice. Saw Rampage. Saw Avengers: Infinity War. Saw Solo 3 times. Incredibles 2 once. I saw Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I think that's it. I looked at my movie pass history, and that's what it showed me. So if there was for some reason it didn't save in my movie pass, I might have missed something. Then something I know you guys are probably going to want to talk about is I started watching Doctor Who. This time I gave it a real try and powered through the first season. You guys can probably attest that it was difficult for me to get through the first season.
Mhm.
But now I am rolling right along. I am in the beginning of season 3, and I really like it. And I am looking forward to watching more and more. Every night, I will try to watch an episode a night.
It is a great show. Season 1 is rough at times.
Yeah, it took a while, but I think it was. I don't know when the gas mask episode was, but
Mm-hmm.
by about
About
there
halfway
it starts
through.
getting better. Yeah. So Then for movies I saw that were not in the theaters, I watched Boss Baby, which actually I liked better than I was expecting. Watched that with Kyle and his wife. And then just the other day, I was home. I had the day off, and I wanted to watch a movie. And I wanted to watch Pacific Rim, but our buddy Brett, I think he took it off his Plex server, so I couldn't watch it. I couldn't find it anyways. I know it was there. And it was
that's
gone.
funny.
So I'm like, oh no, it's gone. So I was looking through what else he had, and he had a movie that I wanted to see for a while called Fanboys. So I watched that, and it was really funny. I cracked up most of the movie, but I would not recommend it. But one of the main reasons I wanted to watch that movie is because Ernst Cline and Adam F. Goldberg wrote it together, and I was like, man, these two guys are like comic geniuses. So I got to watch this movie, and I did enjoy it. There was a lot of cameos in the movie. Like just the main characters. One of the main guys is the brother from, or the not the brother, but the father's brother in Goldberg's. You know, I don't know if you guys watch the Goldbergs.
I can't remember his name now. He's
Yeah.
stupid though.
Yeah, he's one of the main characters, and then the voice of Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon. He's another one of the characters, the main characters. And then Kristen Bell is another main character. And then two guys, I don't know who they are. But there's just cameos throughout it. Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, William Shatner, Daryl from The Office, Will Forte, the bad guy from Happy Gilmore, the Roy from The Office, just a bunch of people. Ray Park. There's just tons of cameos in that movie, and it was pretty cool. Anyways, and then I also for video games, I beat Lego Marvel Superheroes on the PS4. It was a fun game. My wife and I played it together. We were able to beat it, and we got most of the heroes unlocked, but then we kind of started getting bored because it kind of is doing the same thing over and over, and you're just basically unlocking characters. So at the end, I was just kind of like, I'm just kind of done doing the same stuff over and over just to unlock characters. But I was impressed with how many characters that they put in the game to unlock. Like some really cool characters that are very obscure in the Marvel universe. Also, I bought a SNES Classic. I've been playing that a lot. I did not get just the stock one that you buy in the store, because that one only comes with like 21 games. I bought one off eBay, which was modded, so it has like 380 games. Mm-hmm. So it basically has every good game for the Nintendo and the SNES. And then it has some additional like fan-created content that you couldn't really get elsewhere. So I've been liking that. I've been playing Zelda from the SNES, the Link to the Past one. And some of the Super Mario World and Super Punch-Out and just a bunch of different stuff. And I started playing Marvel Strike Force, Disney Heroes, and Westland Survival on the iOS. And I'm still playing those games, even though I don't really care for Disney Heroes. For some reason, every day I still log in to collect my reward.
Just delete it.
Know what it is, Luke? When we first got that game, you're like, I really want Wally. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like, I really want Wally. And I'm like, I want to get Wally before Luke gets Wally. So that's what it is.
Well, you're going to succeed there, since I deleted it about after I left that trip to your house.
So I am out of time, and that is it for this segment. Anyone have anything else to add before we move on?
I watched Jurassic Park: A Lost World this morning.
Oh.
So
good. That was the best one.
It was pretty good.
Well, debatable. Anyways, this concludes...
Hey, tomorrow's going to be Jurassic World 3, so I mean...
Oh, well, it's going to get better. So that concludes... what was the segment called? I
don't know.
That concludes...
There you go.
Be Kind and Rewind. But before we move on, let's get a word from one of our friends.
This segment is brought to you by Freihofer Septic Design. I like it. The name to know before you go. Call now. Dial 603-209-1221 to make your business our business.
All right. We mentioned that we're doing some changes to the script this time around. And in our next segment, we're called Fan Theories, where we're going to spend about roughly 10 minutes talking about one single theory instead of breaking it up into a bunch of different theories. This will give us more opportunity to explore the theory and rip it to shreds. So the theory we're going to talk about tonight is that Stan Lee is Uadu the Watcher.
I'm pretty sure it's a made-up name.
I think that's how it's spelled, right?
That's
Uadu.
I think it's
Uadu
Watto.
the Watcher.
spot on.
Yeah.
Chase, you disgust me.
You're welcome.
So, Uadu the Watcher is just in case you're not familiar, Uadu the Watcher is a time-traveling, omnipotent, immortal super being from the Marvel Comics. And if we think back at what we know of Stan Lee's character in all these movies, he's been in all the movies to date, and he's spanned many different timelines. He never seems to age. What do you think about this theory?
All right, I have one question about the immortal part.
Mm-hmm.
How do you back up this theory when Stan Lee dies and can no longer cameo? And then just no longer shows up in Marvel films?
That's very morbid.
Well,
That's
but
gonna
it's...
live forever.
Rough way to go.
I mean, you can't just say, yeah, he's been in every single movie since because he's immortal, and then just decided, oh yeah, I'm going to stop existing.
Well,
Jeez,
that's
that is
like-
fantastic.
I'm not saying that he is literally Iwatu the Watcher. I'm saying he's the character.
Well, no,
Iwatu
but
the
still,
Watcher.
like,
everyone
how-
dies, Chase. He's not
How do
really
you,
immortal.
how would you explain the character being in every single one and then just deciding to not be in that one?
He's not dead.
Well,
He's still alive.
yes, but what happens? I don't know.
It's one of those things.
You
where
just
cross
don't
that
have
bridge
him in
when
the
you get
movies
there.
anymore.
Okay, but then
He
what's the
doesn't
point of
need
having
to
him
be
in
in
all
the
the other
movie.
ones?
As a
Chase.
cameo while he's alive.
Face, Carrie
Paying
Fisher's
homage.
dead, but
Yeah.
she was in the movie.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but then
They'll
what's
just
the point?
recreate him.
What's the point of having Stan Lee be this character if he's literally just making cameos because he can?
I don't think Stan Lee being this character is ever going to mean anything to the story of what's going on. I
Well,
just think it's,
however you pronounce his name, he was part of some stories.
do you think they're going to? But I don't see Stan Lee as an actor that's capable of playing a role that's believable.
So then already your theory is shot. I don't know whose theory this was, but
No,
it's shot.
it's
Yeah.
a theory that I like because
It's bad.
Uwadu can be a character in the background.
Uwadu.
Uwadu, isn't that what I call him?
Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying to remember because I never knew how to pronounce his name.
Oh.
I trust you though.
I guess he doesn't look like Uwadu, right? Uwadu looks like he's got a big bulbous head.
Yeah, like we've actually
Wonderful.
seen the Watchers in the movies.
Right.
So,
'cause
like,
he's
he
talking
doesn't-
to him.
Yeah, he doesn't at all look like them.
Yeah.
So that's a big minus.
Well, he
to
could
the
be a
theory.
shapeshifter.
They're not shapeshifters.
Well, he could be a different. He could be.
Yeah,
He's
so the
not.
theory's a no.
So you don't like this theory?
No.
I actually liked it when you first submitted it. Whoever put it on here, I thought it was pretty
Me?
cool.
Yep.
But Chase very quickly shredded it, and then as I thought about it just
Chase!
now, it
Chase
feels
doesn't know
stupid as
nothing.
well. I like him being a watcher. I just don't think he can be Udu or whatever you want to call him there.
You do? Uwadu?
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to
There's
say
no
it different
D.
every time. I said U2.
You too. He's
Isn't
Bono.
that a band?
He's Bono.
Yeah, that's true. That is a band. That is a band.
Well, I like it. I think it's cool that they would give him a character like Uwadu, who's kind of, I don't know, not that he's godlike, but kind of godlike, because it is Stan Lee's creation is the Marvel Universe. Or part.
He was like a Marvel character in the Marvel comics. He was the one above all or something, but it didn't look like him. But it was meant to signify Stan Lee in the old Marvel comics. It was like the most powerful being in.
Oh,
Marvel.
really?
Yeah, I can't remember what his exact name. It was the one above all or something along those lines.
And
But-
it looked like Stan Lee? Maybe that's
no,
who
no,
it
no,
is.
no. It didn't look like him, but it was meant to signify like him. It was like who he was. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very vague Marvel fact.
Well, that's what you bring to the table, Luke.
Vagueness that
Vague-
nobody
vague
gives a
Marvel
crap
facts.
about.
Yeah,
No,
nobody else would have ever
no
known.
one else has any idea about vague Marvel facts. I know
That's
Marvel from the comic books that I read, which is mostly Spider-Man, and then
Yeah.
the movies that I've seen. That's pretty much it. Like, I learned about Captain Marvel just recently because I was like, I want to know about this person, so I went on and read like their entire Marvel wiki. So,
Kyle, what do you think of the theory? You're awfully quiet tonight.
He's been very quiet.
Speak up a little bit more.
Chase cracked me up. I thought that was great. So that's all I gotta say about that. I think Chase that was
You
fantastic.
have nothing to say about the theory. Nothing.
I say that what he says is what I say.
That's so lame. That is such a cop-out.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Do you
It
have
is a
your own
cop-out,
mind?
but it's okay. It doesn't just seem like it. I mean,
well, Chase brought up a good point, and when he started saying that, I was thinking
his good point was that he's going to die someday. That's a good point.
Yes.
What is a good point about that? This is not a good point. We all are going to die someday.
That's a good point.
Yes, that is a good point.
Oh.
No, what I was gonna say is, how can he be an immortal if they're portraying him as an old man?
reasonable.
I suppose. Like,
He's also a little short. I mean, like I said, it's just the look. He's too short.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll learn more. I don't know.
No, we never will. That's never going to happen.
He's just going to continue being in these until he dies.
Randomly. Until he dies, and then he won't
Think
be.
he's just some random dude that's in every movie? He's not a character?
I don't think he's a character.
I think that's maybe who they implied him to be, but I don't think that's who he is.
I think that Stan Lee is just having fun cameoing in movies at this point. I don't think he cares. I don't think there's a larger story.
I don't even know if he has his mental faculties.
Yeah, I don't even know if he ever planned. I think he probably just, the first time he did it, he's just like, I want to cameo in this movie. And then it just kind of became a running gag where they didn't ever intend for it to be a character of any sort.
Interesting.
Agreed.
Okay.
I definitely agree.
I guess I can buy into that. But I like the idea.
I love the idea, but...
Because he's Stan Lee, man. He's awesome. He's a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
He is awesome.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
So what I'm getting online, and I'm just going to ignore what you just said, is that the
Fair.
One Above All hasn't been introduced in the MCU and probably never will.
I believe that.
I'm seeing...
So that is really his name, was I right? The One Above All?
That's what I'm seeing, yeah. His name is the One Above All, but he is nobody specific in comics. He's just the arbiter of Marvel U. The only time...
Yeah, that's the point, though. Like, that's why it is Stan Lee. Because he's pretty much the most powerful character in Marvel. So, like, he controls Marvel. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
Right, and I feel bad that you cut me off right then, because I was going to say, the rest of that sentence says, he was shown as a writer in Fantastic Four 511, where he appeared in the likeness of Jack Kirby. And was shown to work
maybe
on
that's
comic
what I got
books.
mistaken.
So, his character is more probably based on Jack Kirby as opposed to Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. Yep. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I'm glad you looked that up.
I'm gonna throw a picture in our show notes as well. All right, Josh, do you think?
Show notes.
Are we gonna? You're gonna put up a picture of Uatu, or are you gonna put up a picture
the
of
One Above All? Everybody knows Watto is just a bald guy.
It's not Watto.
I think it's Uatu, and I will put up a picture of both.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you going to caption it so people know which one is which?
That is not a picture of the One Above All. That's a picture of the guy writing.
That's One Above All. It looks like some old guy.
There are different pictures of him. He's not just the old dude.
This is the one from Fantastic Four 511.
Right. I understand that.
It's been heavily implied and outright stated that Stan Lee is not him.
It's Jack Kirby.
There you go. I mean, what you wrote there shows that it's Jack Kirby.
All right, we're going to move on. Okay.
Wow. You're having some trouble with that spelling. There you go.
He just couldn't capitalize the U. Kyle doesn't know how caps lock works. He also didn't put a colon after that one.
All right, well, we hope you liked our theory. Now on to the next. But first, a word from one of our friends.
This segment is brought to you by Preventure Service Company. Got a major renovation you need done? Armin's been doing it all since 1981. For fast and friendly service, contact Preventure at gsinet.net.
All right, now on to news and rumors, oh my, where we bring out some of the geeky news and rumors that we dug up, and we're going to go over them in 2 minutes or less. So, Kyle, why don't you go?
Sorry, I was looking up a picture of Uatu the Watcher. All right, first thing is...
This will be interesting.
I don't know. This thing popped up a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, but Reddit has a subreddit page under the name Thanos Did Nothing Wrong. And I was very confused when people were talking about it and laughing about it on other subreddits. I'm just like, what is this? And apparently, it's literally just a page where half the people who post get banned and half the people don't get banned. So they're going on there and saying whatever they want, and half of them are getting banned, just like Thanos snapping his fingers and wiping out half of all existence in Marvel's Infinity War.
Just ruined the entire movie
Marvel's
for me.
Avengers Infinity War. Well, I'll tell you what. It shouldn't be ruined for you because Thanos did nothing wrong. And honestly, I don't love it. Like, I checked out the Reddit page, and it's just... to me, it's a little lame. I think it would be great if people wanted to cosplay in that way when they go to Comic-Con. Like, they show up, and you get in 2 lines, and one line goes right out the back door, and the other line gets into Comic-Con. And you have to pay regardless. But
that would stink if you had to pay.
Yeah, but on the subreddit where nothing matters, it's just stupid.
Oh. Okay. What else you got?
Oh.
Because you only have 30 seconds.
I only have 30 seconds.
Yeah, so speed it up with these 2 other things.
Today is July 11th, 2018, but on this date in 1804, Aaron Burr shot Alexander Hamilton and inspired the musical Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton.
That's
nice.
a great little thing. Love that. Love,
That's 5 seconds.
Love the musical.
On
Wonderful
this date
musical.
in 1914, Babe Ruth made his MLB debut with the Boston Red Sox and inspired the movie The Sandlot. I'm done.
You should have cut him off. I liked your 1804 one, though. I respect that. That was well done. The other one, The Sandlot's a great movie, too. So that's both good.
Yeah.
All right,
well
Luke,
done, Kyle.
Now you have 2 minutes starting now.
I just hate this casting. We were talking about casting this week with Kyle's weird casting problems with Chris Pratt. But Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker is stupid to me. I also think it's stupid how many different Jokers we have. And I feel like you just
none of them
gotta
can survive the
one.
role.
Well, one didn't, that's true. I don't know what Leto's problem is, although I never saw that movie, so I could care less. But I just think this is stupid, and I don't see Mr. Phoenix at all being a good fit as the Joker.
I worry for his health.
Me. Yeah,
because
do you think that people can't live up to the role of the Joker because of Heath Ledger, though? Yes, or do you think that if Heath Ledger never played the Joker, then you wouldn't have any issue with these other people trying to play the role?
I'd still have a problem with both of the last people they cast because I don't like either of them.
That's fair.
I mean, I like Joaquin Phoenix as an actor, but I just think it's going to be a tough role for him because he gets so into his characters. I liked him in Signs.
Okay, I'll give you Signs. That's the only thing I can think of him. That
he was in Walk the Line, too. He was pretty good in that.
Yeah, see, that's something you would watch that I wouldn't.
Yeah. But,
so you like him in 2 movies?
Yeah. What else? I don't really know a whole lot of the stuff he's been in, but I liked what I seen him. And
okay, that's fair. I only liked him in Signs.
So, you have anything else for news? No, that's it, huh?
Nothing
no rumors,
else. I mean, I'm sure there's tons and tons of things I could talk about, but most of it I just don't care.
Alrighty. Well, that goes to you, Chase. Actually, I should say J.P. Morgan Chase.
My entire goal here was to get you guys disappointed. So there's going to be a new movie. I forget who is doing it, but they're doing Holmes and Watson. So there's no longer the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock. Nobody's heard anything about Sherlock from the BBC. So whatever this other company is, I forget who it is doing Holmes and Watson, and they're bringing in Will Ferrell as Watson, or not as Watson, as Sherlock.
Really?
I forget who Watson was. I can't remember his name, but they worked together. They were both in Talladega Nights.
John C. Reilly.
Oh, John C. Reilly?
Yes, him.
Huh.
Yep. And so John C. Reilly is going to be Watson, and
Well, that's going to be definitely like a comedy.
it's going to be a comedy, but that's never been what Sherlock Holmes was. And also, Will Ferrell is going to take it to extremes that it doesn't need to be taken to, because it's Will Ferrell.
Yeah, so I guess they're mixing it up a little, changing it.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's
it's literally it's billed as a comedy.
Yeah,
Like it's not supposed to be anything serious.
yeah.
It does have Ralph Fiennes as Moriarty. I actually like him.
Who's that, Ralph? Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Okay, yeah.
I still don't.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so that's for, is that December 2018? It's for something 2018.
That's why it's good to have show notes.
Yeah, see, I don't like show notes, and I also don't care about the date of this film.
That's fair.
But
I like that data stuff. That was nice. That was nice, Kyle. Do that again sometime, okay? I like that.
Do what?
Kyle, the date in history. That was fun.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah.
All right, and that's all I have. Is just
That's
that
all
I'm
you got?
disappointed that is going to exist.
Oh, he ran out of time.
He ran out of
Perfect
time.
timing. That was perfect timing.
All right, so it's my turn. So I got a couple things Star Wars related. Billy D. Williams is confirmed for Star Wars Episode 9, as well as Kerry Russell. What do you guys think about those? Well, I guess
Kerry Russell. And what is
Kerry Russell
doing?
was Felicity. I don't know if you remember Felicity. It was a TV show. She's an actress. She's not been in any of the Star Wars movies yet. Billy D. Williams, though, is Lando Calrissian.
But
so.
what is Kerry Russell going to be doing in this movie? Because Billy D. Williams, I'm assuming, will take up Lando again.
Yes, we don't know.
Wrong.
No?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was like, you can't bring back Lando and not have Lando.
No, we don't. We don't know what Kerry Russell's character is going to be yet. Just that she's confirmed as being in the movie. So she'll be a new character, unless. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine she'd be a new character.
Is she going to be an important character, or is she going to be?
It sounded like she would be someone.
Is she going to be Phasma's replacement?
No, I think she'll be an important character. I mean, Kerry Russell, I would say, is going to be someone that is going to mean something.
Okay, but you guys
She's
said
not
that. You said that about
famous.
Phasma too.
Phasma was just.
I mean, I don't know. We'll
Kerry
see.
Russell isn't
Anyways,
like
I'm losing my time
A-class.
on Kerry Russell.
Well, I'm just saying, she's not like A-class that she's going to be a vital character.
Maybe not.
Continue. Continue.
Okay, so Disney shuffled up some release dates. They changed a whole bunch of stuff, but I just picked out a couple of the ones that mattered to me. Indiana Jones 5 is going to be now moved to 2021, so we got some time on that one. And Mary Poppins moved from December 25th to December 19th, 2019, so they moved that up a little bit.
Excellent.
And then, why does it...
Kyle keeps messing with things.
Yeah, my notes keep disappearing on me, and that's really throwing me off.
Are they really? I still see all of them.
It keeps moving up and down.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Ralph Breaks the Internet has been Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph 2 is now just Ralph Breaks the Internet officially. I'm taking more.
Look
time.
at that, your time's up.
Yeah, I'm taking more time because Kyle screwed me. And then the other thing that Kyle alluded to earlier was Chris Pratt. His role is rumored that he is possibly going to be playing Obi-Wan Kenobi. Which I think we could talk about spend a whole episode just talking on that. But that is the rumor.
Like that.
Yeah. He sent out a message on his social media saying that he's been practicing in front of the mirror a lot, saying hello there. So people were freaking out. So we'll see what that ends up meaning. If it means nothing, it could just be misdirection. But that's all I have. Does anyone have anything else they want to add before we move on?
Yeah, I got two little tidbits I forgot about.
Okay.
One is, since both of you guys like My Hero, maybe you already know this, there will be a movie released, My Hero Academy. I think it's called Two Heroes, that comes out. It was released in Japan. It's been reviewed over there already. I think it comes out in a few months here. It'll be available to watch. So I'm kind of excited about that because I love My Hero Academia. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is that nobody else will care about but me, because I like Monster Hunter, is they're doing a movie based on the Monster Hunter World game. So I'm pretty excited about that too. It'll probably be atrocious, but it might look cool. And I like the big monsters, so it'll be fun to see what that's like.
Is it going to be a live action movie or is it going to be a CG?
It's going to be like an anime kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, it originates in Japan, so it's kind of like an anime kind of movie.
What studio does that? Konami?
Capcom.
Capcom.
Yep.
Okay.
So those are the last two things. I forgot about those things until I wasn't listening to you and looking online.
All right.
That sounds fair.
Sounds good. All right. So that's all the news and rumors that we found for this week. Let's keep on rolling. But before we do that, let's get a word from our friends.
Hey, Zebrelios here. You're listening to Geek-Cetera. Stay tuned. There's a lot more cool stuff to come. Caramast.
All right. And we're back in our segment called Can't Wait, where we get to talk about trailers that we saw that we're looking forward to seeing or playing. And we have 2 minutes or less to do this. And I'm going to go first. So a trailer that I just saw played before we saw Ant-Man and the Wasp was Dumbo. It's a live action version of Dumbo. It's coming out on March 29th, 2019. Looks very good. I like the song. The song they have for the trailer is the original song from the Dumbo cartoon. And this film is going to be directed by Tim Burton. But, it didn't seem that dark in the trailer. So it's got me interested because usually Tim Burton's got a very interesting style. But I didn't see that from the trailer anyways. And some of the characters or actors that are going to be in this movie, Eva Green, Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, and Danny DeVito are just a few of the names that I was able to pull out. So that's coming out, like I said, March 29th, 2019. What about you, Luke?
Trailer does look great.
Well, there's not much that I was looking forward to seeing, so I actually had to do some digging here. I do want to see Mary Poppins. I really want to see Mary Poppins. I saw the brief little trailer before Ant-Man and the Wasp and before Incredibles 2, so I saw it twice over the weekend. There's nothing in it to really get excited about, but I like Lin-Manuel Miranda and I love Emily Blunt, so I'm pretty excited to see that and definitely will go and see it when it comes out. Other than that, I did a little digging, and I just find it interesting that there's 2 movies coming out very soon that are from the producers of Stranger Things, which is great, and Arrival, which is one of my favorite movies in the last 5 years. One of them is Darkest Minds, which kind of just looks like a weird world where only kids get superpowers, and so all the adults pretty much hunt and kill all the children. So that could be interesting. But there's nobody in it who's like anything. I just was interested because it's the producers from Arrival and Stranger Things. The other one is Kin, which has actually a lot more people in it, like Dennis Quaid and James Franco and a few other people who people actually know who they are. And it looks kind of cool. Like this kid stumbles upon this other dimensional group of, like, I don't know what to call them, army people who are fighting each other. And they all end up dead. And he finds this super high-tech weapon. And then he uses it to protect his brother, but then what ends up happening is those aliens come from the other dimension and are starting to hunt him down and tracking him. It just looked like it could be kind of interesting. Again, I only care because it's from the guys from Arrival and Stranger Things. The last one I actually watched today, and it has Michael Pena. I don't know how you say his last name, but the guy from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yep. And it's called Extinction. It's a Netflix movie, so I don't know if it'll end up being like TVMA or something, but it looked kind of cool. It looks maybe a little bit like your standard science fiction invasion movie. Is that it? My time's up? That's fine. I don't need to say anything else. But it looks like it could be good, and I like Michael Pena.
Cool. All right, Chase County, Nebraska, what do you got?
So mine's for a game for Forza Horizon 4, which is coming out October 2nd. It'll be the 4th installment of Forza Horizon. So Forza is a race game, and they usually do 2 different series. So there's the Horizon series, which is more arcadey, and then there's the Forza Motorsport, which is more simulation-y, whatever. So usually I prefer simulation race games, except for when it comes to Forza. I've only ever played Horizon, and Horizon is really, really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to Horizon 4. It's taking place in Great Britain, whereas the last one took place in Australia. It looks like they're trying to implement like a seasons kind of thing. So we'll change from summer to fall to spring, winter, whatever, all of those. Not in that order, because that's not how that works.
Good point.
But yeah, so that looks good. That's a game that I actually will buy when it comes out and spend more than $5 on.
What sets that series apart from every other racing series?
It's way better.
Yeah.
Is there like a
force it.
story? Is there story?
There's a little bit of a story
Not
mode, yeah.
really, but it's just
It's-
fun.
Yeah.
It's like open world driving. There's like jumps you can do. There's the
Yeah.
experience boards you can find. There's tons of stuff to explore, and it's
Yep.
gorgeous. Gorgeous. I do feel like Britain, no offense to anybody who's like English, is a huge step down from Australia, but
I agree.
that's just my opinion.
I think it's gonna be bad because they're gonna have to make it rain all the time, and I hate driving in the
Yeah.
rain in that game because it
is
doesn't
crappy.
look good.
No,
Oh, you
that's
mean
true.
literally make it rain?
My
not,
friends
like,
and I were
figure-
hoping for it to be in Japan because I think that could
Oh,
be cool.
that would have been awesome. Yeah.
So we're hoping Horizon 5. Hopefully they will figure that out and do it in Japan because
Oh,
I think
great.
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
all
it. Perfect. Perfect.
All right. All right, Kyle. What about you?
So I, like anybody who goes to the movies frequently, have seen Mission Impossible Fallout's trailer a bunch, and it looks cool. But the thing that I keep getting hung up on is they keep making it seem like Henry Cavill's character is going to be going up against Tom Cruise's character. But the big fight scene that they show in that trailer is showing Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise and some other guy fighting, and it looks like both Tom Cruise and Cavill are fighting the other guy. So it might be that they're going to end up working together. So
Yeah.
I feel like the movie might be a little predictable. And
Sounds it.
I'm still gonna watch it, but I feel like they're
course.
really trying to throw you with that trailer, and it's not working for me.
Hmm.
Also, Tom
How,
Cruise looks old.
How would Tom Cruise actually fare up against Superman though?
Well,
I would say
Cruise-
really, really well.
Tom Cruise is almost Superman. He does like all his own stunts, man, and he like jumps out of planes.
That's
and
true.
Watching that
That's true.
trailer, Tom Cruise is dead in that movie like 70 times over just from the trailer.
Yeah.
So
He really broke
I think-
something jumping from
I think-
building to building.
Yeah.
Then he actually did a halo jump out of a plane to film that scene. He really did it.
Yeah.
It's
the thing
insane.
that I say is next week our theory is Tom Cruise immortal?
That's a
Or at
great
least his
theory.
He
character.
might be. I think he got to like that level in Scientology where he's just immortal.
Yeah,
Oh,
or at
that's
least
cool level.
is his character in Mission Impossible immortal?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
this is really like the next Justice League movie. It's Ethan Hunt and Superman fighting Darkseid.
Well, wait a second. What's Ethan Hunt's mother's name?
Oh, I don't know.
I bet it's
I'm
Martha.
supposed to know.
It
Mark.
probably is. It's gonna have to be.
And that's it. Anyone have anything else to add before we move on?
Nope.
All right. That's the end of that segment. But before we go on to our next, let's get a word from our friends.
This segment is brought to you by Geek-Cetera. Girls give us fake phone numbers.
All right, and we are back. And we're going to have a great debate tonight because we're going to try to have a great debate every time we record nowadays. And the great debate for this evening is going to be best movies so far from 2018. So we're recording this on July 11th, 2018. So we only got about 7 months to choose from, actually 6.5 months to choose from. But we're going to start there, and we're going to start with you, Kyle, as to what you think. And we're going to do about 20 minutes of this.
I'm not sure I really have an opinion. I've seen
Well, you've seen a lot of movies this year.
Yeah, I've seen
'Cause-
quite a few. I'm really thinking for me it's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Josh, you brought up A Quiet Place, which was also very good. I was asking this question to some other guys today, and they
Some
brought
other
up-
random guys.
well, guys in my guild. Some random guys. No, guys in my guild. But and they
okay.
brought up Incredibles 2, and I didn't even think of that because I loved Incredibles 2, but clearly forgot about it. So it was pretty good, but it wasn't, I guess, like really stood out in my mind as a great movie. Maybe of 2018, it was a great movie, but it wasn't fantastic. I guess. I mean, I liked it, but it didn't even come to mind. Definitely not Ready Player One. And that's all I'm going to say about Ready Player One ever on this podcast. And that's all I got. So I don't really...
Hold on a second. Did you actually
have
not
an
like Ready
opinion.
Player One?
I really can't talk about it.
Can you just tell me yes or no?
No.
Simple.
He didn't like it.
Okay, good to know.
Did you see it yet, Luke?
No, Brett wants me to watch it. He put it on Plex, and I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't get into.
No, I
he
know
didn't
that's
like
not
it.
what this was about. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
I didn't think it was that bad, but he didn't like
I
it.
liked it.
Good to know.
So, oh, sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. Who's next, Luke?
Right. So, I disagree with Kyle finding Incredibles 2 forgettable. I loved Incredibles 2. Although I did just see it like 2 days ago, so maybe that's why it's still fresh in my mind. But I did absolutely love it. I loved it more than the first one. However, that being said, I have a very nice list. I'm not like you guys who live in the city and go to a movie every night, but I've only seen maybe 4 movies, I actually think, this year. Mostly because most movies are crap. So what I've actually spent my time to go and see, the best one by far for me, and one of my favorite movies of all time, is A Quiet Place. I love A Quiet Place. Fantastic, fantastic movie. By far, my number one. It's probably in my top 5 movies that I've ever seen. I love it. I could watch it over and over. But my number 2 is Incredibles, the second Incredibles, because I just really liked it. I thought it was better than the first one. I thought it was hilarious, and I thought that it had some good stuff in it that I just really enjoyed it. I don't know why. I enjoyed the ride. I liked everything about it. The villain was a little shallow, but overall that didn't detract from the movie for me, because I just like the characters. I love the characters. And the scene with Jack fighting the raccoon is one of my favorite scenes in a movie in a long time. It just, the entire thing cracked me up. The expressions on the raccoon's face, oh man, I just absolutely loved that part. So then my third, the next one would be Ant-Man and the Wasp. I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp a lot. I liked the villain, Ghost, in there because I just like how that played out. I won't say anything.
Was Ghost a real Marvel Universe character? Oh, okay.
Yep. I think it was a man, though. It was not a woman, from what I read. He was part, occasionally, of the team, the Thunderbolts, who were basically like a mirror of the Suicide Squad that the government put together as like disposable villains. But I don't know what his origin was in the comics or anything more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghost was real, so they just kind of gender swapped for this movie. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I didn't fully understand why like Hank and his daughter Hope hated him so much for going to Sokovia. I guess I don't know why, but that kind of fell flat to me, that like they would absolutely hate his guts for doing the right thing. I don't know. Like that was, I guess, my perspective on it though. So I didn't really fully get that. But other than that, I did very much enjoy that movie.
Well, I think it's because they had to go on the run.
Go ahead, Kai.
Oh, I just said I think it's because they had to go on the run.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, wouldn't that have eventually happened to them anyway? They were going to continue to experiment. She was the Wasp. So, I mean, wouldn't they have had to go on the run since superheroes weren't allowed anyway? That would have been inevitable for them.
They weren't really
experiments they were conducting.
I guess.
Yeah, but they weren't that in your face, like on the world scene, until he went and did the Giant Man exposition in the big superhero fight, because otherwise he was doing like tiny things. I mean, literally.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I still think that they would have been exposed eventually, because they were dealing with people on the black market, and she was the Wasp. So to me, it's inevitable that sometime you were going to deal with a guy like the character Walter Goggins there played, and you would have gotten screwed over, and they would have been on the run anyway. They were just upset because Scott caused it. But I guess in my mind, I just figured she had the suit, so she was operating as a superhero. Eventually, they would have gotten caught, or somebody would have known, and they would have been on the run anyway.
On their terms, though.
That's true. That is true. It would have been on their terms. They had to run without much notice because he just went and got all Giant Man. I just don't see the extreme hatred that came from it, where they wouldn't even talk to him, wouldn't do anything with him, barely wanted to deal with him until they found out that Janet was quantum entangled with him. Like, I could see being like, hey man, that was a pretty crappy thing to do, you know, look at the situation you put us in, but like just completely abandoning him and never even speaking to him again, that seemed like an overreaction. Just my take on it. Anyway, my last movie, in fourth place for me was Solo. I didn't love Solo as much as you guys did, although I guess I don't know what Kyle thought. I know you loved it, Josh, but
I liked it a lot.
Solo is just okay to me. There are some things that I really liked. I loved at the end, spoilers, I don't care if anybody doesn't know, but you have warning, that Darth Maul was in it at the end in his first live action appearance since Phantom Menace.
I like that too.
That was awesome. Well, Chase, you have problems.
No one asked you, Chase.
Tell me, Chase, though. I want to know why.
Because I don't think it was necessary. Unless they're planning to do another, Solo Part 2 or a Darth Maul spin-off movie where they continue on that story, it really means nothing to the rest of the people who didn't watch Clone Wars and Rebels, who already know that they exist, and the people who did watch Clone Wars and Rebels that know that he's still alive. That didn't add anything to the story or even kind of connect to any of the story that we learned about through watching Clone Wars and Rebels.
Well, I mean, it doesn't directly connect, but it does give us a little bit more information about what he was doing before he actually died, and what he was doing after Darth Sidious used him to kill whatever her name was, the super demo Night Sister lady. So that I found interesting, because the comic leaves it where you really have no idea where Maul goes after whatever her name is there, Mother Talzin, gets killed. Mm-hmm. And this kind of fills in a little bit of that gap. While we don't have a lot of information, I could easily see them doing a book. Or I personally, because I love Darth Maul, he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, would love to see a standalone movie just about Maul. And maybe what he did in between Mother Talzin's death and before you meet him on Malachor 5 or whatever it is. That would be awesome.
So I think if they do a Darth Maul standalone where it kind of connects all that, then I will love having Darth Maul and Solo. But if they don't, then I feel like it was just a waste. They could have put any random character. It could have been Admiral Thrawn. It could have been whatever they wanted it to be.
Okay, hold on. I would have rather it been Admiral Thrawn. I changed my mind.
I think that would have been cool.
That would have been awesome. I'd die to see Thrawn on the big screen. I
don't think it's going to happen.
No, I think you're right, but I would love that.
No. But yeah, so I feel like they could have just, picked and chose any character that they kind of wanted to sit in that chair. They just happened to choose Darth Maul to give all the fanboys a rise at the end of the movie, and that's it.
It does make sense that it's Maul, though, because he was in charge of all the cartels during the Clone Wars. That was his big arc where he, kind of took over by just murdering. And so I liked that it played into that. But you're right, it wasn't vital to anything.
Yeah.
But still, that shows you though how I felt about the movie as a whole, though, because that was literally my favorite part, is just to see him on screen again. So that was mine. I won't take any more time, you guys.
Did you know it was coming before you saw it? Did someone spoil it for you, or did you get surprised in the theater?
With Maul?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It was spoiled for me.
Was it really?
Yep.
See, I had no idea. I don't think Kyle didn't have any idea either.
No.
I figured it had to be somebody important, just the way they played it up. But I would have never thought that they were going to do Maul.
I was thinking that was Star Killer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. You what?
I liked it.
I hated it.
You hated it?
That was the worst part of the movie for me.
Darth Maul?
Yep. And not because I don't like Darth Maul, and not because that doesn't fit into the story for me.
It's because everyone else liked it, so he has to hate it.
No, give me a reason, Kyle.
It's because the mainstream audience does not know that Darth Maul lived through Phantom Menace.
You're right.
They do now.
And the hardcore fans do know, but they know basically all of Maul's story. So
except this part.
Except what part?
This part.
No, you know that he is the head of the cartels.
You don't know what happens from Talzin to Malachor 5. You don't know how he ends up in Malachor 5 or what he does in between.
But does it matter?
It matters to me. He's one of my favorite characters in the universe. I'd like to know every detail of his life.
We know what he did up to this point, and we saw what he did with Ezra and how he ended, which, by the way, was fantastic. But what can they do to tell a story that ties into the rest of the universe that gives meaning? They can't have him go up against Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan can't really come out of hiding to go up against Darth Maul.
Well, that would ruin what happened in Rebels anyway. He can't interact with him in between these events.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is, if they do anything with the Darth Maul movie, they're really gonna muddy the canon, especially since they just did with time travel, which is ridiculous. But I just I don't know. It felt like not the money play. I thought Thrawn would have been fine. Starkiller would have been good. Something for the hardcore fans that was something else from canon and not that. Prince Caesar.
Can I stop you guys there?
No.
We are over halfway through our time, and we haven't even got to Chase or me.
It's true. We
That's
kind
fine.
of shot off on Solo. Go for it.
So, is that all right if we move on? And if at the
Absolutely.
end, if we have time, we can go back to Solo?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're talking about the
it's
best
fine.
movies,
Go
not
for
the
it.
worst ones anyway. So.
Okay. All right. What about you, Chase College?
I'm going to use more of my time to talk about Solo. If I'm allowed to.
Are you serious? You have something?
I would like to.
The
I-
question,
No,
the,
no, no, let
the
him do
debate
it.
is
This
best
is-
movie so far of 2018.
Yes.
You have to at
Who
least throw a
cares?
hat in the ring.
But this is part of it.
So,
We're talking about the best movies. This is number 2 on
Yeah.
your list.
He has to throw a hat in the ring, is what I'm
I
saying.
wrote down Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom just to see if I could get a rise out of any of you. I did not actually think that was the best movie.
Okay.
Believe it or not, no. I like
no.
Chris Pratt. That movie was not good enough to make the list. I would
Good
either
deal.
have it be Solo or Ready Player One. Ready Player One, I went in with 0 expectations, and so I was able to enjoy it as a movie, and I thought they did a really good job. Whereas somebody like Kyle and Josh, who went in knowing the story of the book and being like, well, they changed this and that and the blah, and they ranted for like 7 hours afterwards at the restaurant, which was fun. I enjoyed that, and I wish we had been recording at the restaurant because that would have been fun. But no, I thought it was a really good movie.
That's
But-
probably why I'll like it.
I think people who didn't read the book will like the movie.
And then back to Solo. One thing that I just didn't like about Solo,
Mhm.
I love the rest of the movie. I think it was way better of a movie than Rogue One was. I don't like the ending in terms of Han Solo's character. Because when we meet Han Solo in Episode 4, he is a smuggler who's only ever doing things for himself, only ever doing things for money. Yet in the end of his own movie, he's like being a good guy and doing stuff for free and just to help people. I'm like, that's not the Han Solo that we know.
Well, I think there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. I
agree,
think they
but
left
if
it
that-
open enough to make another one, actually, if they wanted to.
It bombed
But they
in the
never
box
will,
office,
which is
though.
saddening.
They won't. But I don't know. I really don't think it deserved to bomb.
I
think it
agree.
bombed
I don't
because
think it
people
should've.
were hating on
Yeah.
The Last Jedi and they were boycotting it, and that's
And
why
I think
it bombed.
people were mad that that the guy didn't look like Harrison Ford.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
So I
I-
agree with you, Chase. That's one of the things I didn't like about it. I wanted to go in and it be Han's origin story, and I wanted to feel like at the end this is the Han Solo all meet in the first Star Wars movie, and I didn't feel that way, and I didn't like that at all.
I feel like they wanted too much to make it a standalone film rather than
Yeah.
an origin story, which I think
I
it would have
agree.
done much better had it been an origin story.
So that plays into even what I was going to say with when Kyle was talking about Darth Maul. Is like Darth Maul was kind of a throwaway bit in that movie, but I don't mean this like I didn't enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but as far as canon goes, to me the movie was kind of a throwaway. There was almost nothing that was like, this is so cool to have learned. It was just kind of like, which for me, I liked that about Rogue One better. Is the one thing that I enjoyed is that they played up the whole weakness that her father had put that in. So for me, that one aspect I liked about Rogue One compared to this, where I felt like there's nothing I learned that I needed to know. Even the Kessel Run was not really all that exciting for me to see on the screen. But that's just my opinion.
You know what? I think there is one or two big pieces of canon that were included, but that's more Josh's point. Josh, you hopefully know what I'm talking about, but this was all you. Your prediction.
You want
your
me to
rumor.
talk about what? I'm sorry, I was zoning out.
Good job. Proud of you. Proud
You
of
guys
you.
were going on for a long time, and I
Sorry
started
about that.
losing it.
You had a theory about the Falcon being a character.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
yeah.
that.
And
That
how
is
that
good.
fits into canon, and I think
yeah.
you should talk
I
about
think
that.
you brought that up on the podcast a while back. That I thought
did.
that the Millennium Falcon was its own character, and we kind of did have that get answered there with plugging L3's memories into the Millennium Falcon, and it makes sense as to why Han then refers to the Falcon as a girl and things like that.
Yeah.
But
talk to the hyperdrive.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I did like that part a lot. That was neat.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Josh, why don't you do yours? We've talked enough about Solo.
And I'm going to talk about Solo a little bit too, but my favorite movie was definitely A Quiet Place. It was way better than I was expecting. I wasn't really going into high expectations, and it blew me away, especially being a movie written by John Krasinski, I thought he did and he acted in it and directed it and everything, and I really liked it. And I would say second, and I've seen a lot of movies this year. Looking back through IMDb's list of movies that came out in 2018, there was a lot that I'd forgotten about. I had forgotten about Black Panther even. And,
that was good.
But there was a lot I liked. I can't really differentiate them all. I think for me it goes down to A Quiet Place and then Solo. But I really liked Ant-Man. I really liked Incredibles 2, Black Panther. Those were all good movies, probably pretty equal in my mind. Ready Player One, I didn't think it was as horrible as Kyle did. I tried to look at it as like it was its own thing and not a book, and it helped me anyways. But I mean, I love the book, so I wish they would have stuck to it a little more. But what can you do? But yeah, definitely A Quiet Place was awesome. But as
good,
what's that?
I was gonna say good. A Quiet Place wins.
Yeah, I think it does. Two to. Did you see that, Chase? Quiet Place?
I have not seen it.
Oh,
so he can't even talk about it because he didn't see it.
He can't. Oh.
And Kyle did see it, but and he liked it, but he just didn't think it was his number one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I was thinking Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you guys brought up A Quiet Place. I hadn't thought about it, but like I think the consensus, if we were doing an average, A Quiet Place would win out, and maybe then. I don't know. It's probably somewhere in between Incredibles and it might be Incredibles 2.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 was really good. I really liked that movie. It cracked me up.
That was awesome.
And then I think Ant-Man and the Wasp and Solo are somewhere down there in 3 and 4. But
yeah,
I think we all
pretty much
agree.
what you did is copy my list. You looked at what I wrote down and said, that looks good.
So we all are saying no to Infinity War. I mean, I liked Infinity War.
Yeah.
I guess.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny movie.
I liked Infinity War a lot.
Such a weird way to look at it. That's hilarious.
Well, but I'm not talking about the ending of it. I'm talking about
the Galaxy.
There was a lot of humor in that movie.
There's a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy, and that makes you laugh.
It's a blockbuster, though. Like, it's hard. When I look and see Ant-Man and the Wasp is one of the best MCU films I've seen, and it ranks ahead of Infinity War just on that level, how can I think that Infinity War is one of the best movies of 2018?
It's a good point.
I liked Infinity War a lot, so I don't know if I liked Ant-Man better than Infinity War, but I liked it a lot. And that's our time. Do you feel like we covered everything pretty thoroughly?
I don't know. Can I just be entirely honest for 1 second?
Sure.
I have not seen Incredibles 2 yet.
Oh my gosh.
You'll like it. Did you like Incredibles 1?
Yes.
Yeah, then
you'll love it then.
You can ask my sister. I would watch it every day when we got home from school.
Yeah, you'll like it.
It's a great movie. You'll love the second one.
It felt like it picked up right where the last one left off. It didn't really feel like it was however many years in between. It just
14.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So great movie though.
Sorry, that was just all I had to say. So I couldn't really comment on Incredibles 2 in terms of where it ranks in this movie list.
Right.
Or A Quiet Place.
Ant-Man. I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet.
Or Ant-Man. So pretty much the best movies this year that we all determined you haven't seen at all. That's fair.
You saw Solo.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ready Player One or Infinity War or Black Panther or any of those, so.
Yeah. Black Panther was good. I like Black Panther.
Yeah, I like Black Panther. But it wasn't my top. So, all right. That was it for our great debate. Usually right now is when we talk about listener comments, but I don't believe we have any listener comments today. So we need some. So send us some for the next episode, which hopefully we'll be recording next week. So we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Geek-Cetera. Join us next time for another thrilling adventure. But until then, an elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
That totally says elephant.
It does.
It auto-corrected.
An elephant weapon
off
for
when
a
I
more
read
civilized age.
Because I was thinking, what the heck is that from? And then you said an elegant, and I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, here's mine. You can do it. You can do anything. You're the world's greatest grandma.
I'm sorry, Earth is closed today. You better pack it up and get out of here.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Want more from the geeks? Please check out www.geek-cetera.com. You can also follow us on Twitter @Geek-Cetera or subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, and if you want to discuss your own favorite geeky topics, join us on Reddit by searching r/Geek-Cetera. You may even get a shout out in a future episode. This episode is brought to you by the Geek-Cetera team. Now this is podcasting.